The twin suns of planet Valera were setting behind the sharp red mountains when Captain Ronan Hayes crashed into the valley. His damaged fighter slid across the dusty ground, metal screaming and sparks flying. When it finally stopped, Ronan opened the cockpit and stepped out slowly. Smoke rose behind him. His uniform was torn and his face was tired, but his eyes stayed sharp. He looked around. He was not alone. Tall alien warriors stood in a wide circle around his broken ship. Their blue skin glowed faintly in the fatting light. Each had long wings folded behind their backs, like giant birds ready to take flight. Their golden eyes watched him closely, judging him. Ronan had heard stories about the Velari people many times, but this was the first time he had met them face to face. They did not speak at first, they only stared. Then one figure stepped forward, a young warrior girl, maybe his age, maybe younger. She moved with the confidence of someone who feared nothing. Her hair was braided with silver feathers and a sharp blade hung at her waist. Her name was Sierra. Ronan did not know it yet, but the entire valley respected her and feared her. Sierra looked at him, not with anger but with a cold amusement. "So," she said finally, "this is the human pilot who fell from the sky." Her voice was loud enough for the whole tribe to hear. Some of them laughed, some whispered to each other. Ronan stood straight. "I didn't fall, I landed, just not the way I hoped," he said. More laughter echoed across the mountains. Sierra stepped closer. "Humans call themselves great pilots," she said, "but all I see is a man who cannot even keep his ship in the air." Ronan felt the insult, but he kept his calm. He had been trained to handle pressure. He had been trained to stay calm even when everything around him was dangerous. And right now, he was standing in the middle of a tribe known for testing outsiders. Harshly. Sierra turned and gave a sharp whistle. The ground shook. A strong wind pushed against Ronan's face. Something large was coming, very large. From the shadows of the canyon, a massive creature stepped into the open. It had 4 clawed feet, a long neck, and wings wider than a house. Its scales were dark purple. Its eyes glowed with a wild intelligence. An Ikran. Ronan's heart beat faster. He had heard stories about these beasts. They were fierce flying predators. Only the bravest Velari riders bonded with them, and many died trying. Just as Ronan's fingers almost touched the Ikran's neck, a giant shadow passed overhead. A loud metallic sound filled the valley. Sierra looked up sharply. "What is that?" Ronan turned toward the sky. A dark shape was descending through the clouds. A ship. Huge. Silent. Watching. The real danger had just arrived. And Ronan's test was only beginning. The valley fell silent as the dark ship slowly descended through the pink clouds. Even the Ikran stopped growling. Its wings lowered, its eyes turning toward the sky with instinctive fear. Ronan felt his heartbeat quicken. This was not a Velari ship. This was something else, something dangerous. Sierra stepped beside Ronan, no longer mocking, no longer smiling. "What enemies follow you, human?" she asked sharply. Ronan shook his head. "Not my enemies, but not yours either." Before Sierra could respond, a bright blue beam shot from the ship and scanned the entire valley. The tribe jumped back, raising their spears. The Ikran hissed, spreading its massive wings in warning. The ship hovered just long enough to make everyone nervous, then rose back into the clouds and disappeared as quickly as it came. But the fear stayed behind. Sierra's father, the tribe's elder, stepped forward. "That ship is not of this world," he said. "It hunts, it studies, it takes." He looked at Ronan distrustfully. "Why does it follow you?" Ronan opened his mouth to answer, but Sierra lifted a hand. "Later," she said. "Right now he has a challenge to finish." The elder frowned. "Sierra, this is not the time." But Sierra was stubborn. Her pride was louder than fear. She wanted proof. She wanted victory. She wanted Ronan to fail. She turned back to him, her eyes burning. "You still have not ridden my Ikran," she said. "Or are you going to run because of a shadow in the sky?" Ronan met her gaze. He could see she wasn't afraid of the ship. She was afraid of losing to him. Afraid that a human outsider might succeed where her own people struggled. He took a slow breath. "I don't run," he said. The tribe murmured. Some looked impressed. Others looked angry. Ronan stepped toward the Ikran again. The creature watched him closely, muscles tight, wings half open. It remembered the near touch from earlier. It remembered his calmness. Ronan lifted his hand. This time he didn't speak. He only breathed slowly, letting the Ikran feel his steady presence. The beast leaned forward cautiously. Its warm breath brushed across his skin. Ronan could smell the wild scent of the creature, like metal, dust, and storm winds. He moved 1 inch closer. Then another. But before he could reach the Ikran's neck, Sierra suddenly stepped between them. Ronan stopped. The tribe gasped. Sierra pointed a finger at him. "You will not trick my Ikran," she said. "You must face it the Villari way." "What way is that?" Ronan asked quietly. Sierra smirked. Then she pulled a small, glowing stone from her belt pouch. It pulsed with blue light. "This stone measures the rider's spirit," she said. "If your spirit is weak, the Ikran will kill you." She held it out to him. Ronan looked at it carefully. "Does it hurt?" he asked. Sierra shrugged. "Only if you are weak." The tribe laughed. But Ronan didn't. He took the stone. It vibrated slightly in his palm, like it was alive. The moment it touched his skin, the Ikran growled deeply. Its eyes glowed brighter. Its wings arched back like it was preparing for attack. Sierra stepped away quickly. She knew what was coming. Ronan felt the stone heat up. Faster. Hotter. So hot he almost dropped it. But he held on. He didn't flinch. The tribe whispered among themselves. A few warriors looked surprised. Some even looked impressed. Sierra frowned. This was not the reaction she expected. Ronan lifted the stone slowly toward the Ikran. The beast lowered its head, not in attack but in curiosity. It sniffed the glowing stone. Its pupils shrank. Its wings tightened. Then, the Ikran let out a roar so loud the mountains shook. Warriors stumbled back. Dust rose in thick clouds. The ground trembled. Ronan stood in the center of the storm of noise, unshaken, holding the glowing stone in one hand and staring into the Ikran's furious eyes. The Ikran snapped its jaws, but not at him. Instead, it snapped at the air beside him, testing him, measuring him. Its neck dropped lower, almost inviting him to come closer but warning him at the same time. Sierra's eyes widened. This is not normal," she whispered. The elder narrowed his gaze. "The Ikran is choosing," he said quietly. Sierra turned to him sharply. "No, humans cannot bond with an Ikran," she hissed. "They cannot." But the Ikran disagreed. It pushed its massive head closer, as if demanding Ronan's next move. Ronan slowly lowered the stone. He reached out, barely an inch away from touching the beast. Then, a sudden explosion shook the far side of the valley. A bright flash lit the mountains. Another blast followed. Sierra grabbed her spear. The tribe prepared their weapons. Ronan spun around, eyes wide. From behind the rocks emerged flying drones, cold, metallic, glowing with the same blue light as the strange ship. They swarmed toward the valley like hungry insects. The elder shouted, "To arms, protect the tribe." The Ikran roared in fury. Ronan felt the heat of its breath behind him. He looked at the drones. He looked at the Ikran. He looked at Sierra. His test wasn't over. It had only become far more deadly. The drones shot across the sky like blue fireflies, but there was nothing beautiful about them. Their wings buzzed with sharp metallic sounds, and their glowing eyes scanned the valley for targets. The Villari tribe spread out instantly. Warriors climbed the rocks with their spears ready. Others prepared slings, bows, and energy blades. The entire valley became a battlefield in seconds. Sierra moved first. She pointed her spear at Ronan without looking at him. "You stay behind," she ordered. "This fight is for Villari." But Ronan stepped beside her instead. "I'm not hiding," he said. "I can help." Sierra glared at him, ready to argue, but the elder shouted from behind them. "Let him fight. The danger follows him. Let him face it." Sierra hesitated. She hated the idea, but the elder's voice carried power. She lifted her chin and said, "Fine, try not to die." Ronan didn't answer. His eyes were already on the approaching drones. His pilot instincts kicked in. He studied their movement, the way they circled, the way they scanned, the way they targeted heat. "These drones are scouts," Ronan said. "The ship sent them to test your defenses. They don't attack first, they analyze." Sierra frowned. Analyze for what? Ronan didn't get a chance to answer. The drones suddenly changed direction and flew straight toward the tribe. Now they were attacking. One drone shot a beam toward Ronan, but he rolled behind a rock just in time. Another drone dove toward Sierra and she jumped, slicing it in half with her spear. Sparks rained across the dirt. Ronan grabbed the glowing stone he still held. He didn't know if it could help him fight, but it was the only thing he had. The stone pulsed stronger, reacting to the danger. The Ikran behind him roared, wings spreading wide in a display of fury. It hated drones. It hated metal enemies. The beast stamped its feet, demanding action. Demanding flight. Sierra noticed this and froze. "It wants something," she whispered. Ronan felt the same. The Ikran wasn't looking at the tribe. It was looking at him. Waiting. Another drone fired. Ronan ducked again, but this time he felt the heat of the blast behind him. This wasn't just a battle, it was a hunt. And he was the target. The elder pointed his staff at the drones. "They seek the human," he shouted. "They want him alive." Sierra turned sharply to Ronan. "What did you bring to my valley?" she demanded. Ronan shook his head. "Not something I wanted," he said. Before she could question him, a drone swooped down directly at Ronan. It moved faster than the others. More focused. More deadly. Its claws spread open, a captured drone. Designed to take prisoners. Ronan had nowhere to run. The tribe was too far. The rocks offered no cover. The drone shot forward in a blur. But the Ikran moved first. With a powerful strike of its wings, it leapt between Ronan and the drone. Its jaws snapped shut around the machine, crushing it like fragile glass. Sierra's eyes widened. "The Ikran protected him," she whispered. The elder looked stunned. "Impossible," he said. "No Ikran protects an outsider." Ronan didn't understand it either. But he didn't have time to think. More drones dropped from the sky. Dozens of them. The Ikran growled deeply, breathing hard. It wanted to fight. It wanted to fly. But it wanted something else too. It wanted Ronan. The beast lowered itself slightly. A clear sign. A rider invitation. Sierra stepped back, shocked. "That is impossible," she whispered. "The Ikran is choosing you." Ronan hesitated. He was Velari. He wasn't trained. He didn't even know if he could stay on the creature's back. But the drones kept coming. The tribe was struggling. And the Ikran would not accept anyone else. Ronan placed a hand on the beast's neck. This time the Ikran didn't growl. It lowered its wings fully, allowing him to climb. The tribe gasped. Every warrior froze. Sierra stared in disbelief. "My own Ikran never lowered its wings for me this fast," she whispered. "How did a human do it?" Ronan climbed onto the beast, back. He felt the power of the Ikran through its muscles. He felt its heartbeat. He felt its anger toward the drones. The elder pointed to the sky. "Ronan Hayes," he said, "if you are truly a pilot, then fly." The Ikran launched into the air with a mighty leap. And the sky exploded into chaos.
Drones swarmed around them. The Ikran spun, dodged, and roared through the air. Ronan held onto its back with everything he had, trying not to fall. For the first time, he felt what real flight meant. Raw, wild, alive. But the biggest drone, a large hunter unit, rose from the clouds behind them. Its cannons charged. Its engines screamed. Sierra shouted from the ground, "Ronan, above you." He looked up. The hunter drone aimed directly at him. The Ikran roared, and the sky lit up with blue flames. The sky flashed blue as the hunter drone fired its cannon. A long beam of energy shot straight toward Ronan and the Ikran. Ronan pulled himself lower on the creature's back. "Move," he shouted, even though he wasn't sure if the Ikran understood words, but it understood danger. The Ikran twisted its wings sharply and dropped into a steep dive. The beam sliced past them, lighting the clouds like lightning dot from below. Syrah watched with wide eyes. "He controlled the dive," she whispered. "No human should control an Ikran that fast," the elder replied. "Unless," but he didn't finish the sentence, because the hunter drone fired again, and again, and again. Explosions shook the sky. The Ikran swerved through the air like a streak of purple lightning, dodging every blast with pure instinct and wild skill. Ronan tightened his grip, trying to move with the creature instead of fighting against it. For the first time, they were acting like one. But the drones were not slowing down. More appeared from the clouds. 10, 20, maybe 30. They surrounded the Ikran in a deadly circle. Ronan looked at them carefully. "They're trying to capture, not kill," he muttered. The Ikran screeched, angry at being hunted. It wanted to fight, but Ronan knew they couldn't win by brute force. "We need speed," he whispered. "We need open sky." The Ikran heard his tone, felt his intention, and folded its wings in tight. It dropped like a falling stone. Syrah gasped from below. "He's going to crash." But at the last second, the Ikran opened its wings and shot forward across the valley, leaving the drones behind. Sand and dust exploded into the air from the force of the launch. Ronan held on as the wind tore past his face. This wasn't flying, this was surviving. Behind them, the hunter drone roared as its engines grew brighter. It chased them with terrifying speed. More drones followed, forming a deadly swarm. The tribe fought from the ground, throwing spears and explosive charges, but the drones were too fast. "Too many." The elder shouted. "They seek only the human. Protect him." But Syrah didn't like that order. She gritted her teeth. "This is my valley," she said. "My Ikran, my sky. The enemy needs to get through me first." She grabbed a glowing blade and leaped onto a smaller cliff ledge. A drone swooped toward her. She jumped, flipped, and sliced its wing clean off. It crashed into a burning heap, but even she couldn't stop them all. In the sky, Ronan and the Ikran looped around a tall rock spire. The hunter drone followed, matching every move. Its sensors glowed brighter, locking onto the Ikran's heat signature. Ronan saw the glow. "Not good," he whispered. The Ikran roared in frustration. Its energy was fading. It couldn't dodge forever. A smaller drone shot past them, firing a net of electric cables. The Ikran twisted, but the net brushed its wing. The wing crackled with sparks. The creature screamed in pain. Ronan panicked. "No, no, stay with me." He placed both hands on the Ikran's neck. He didn't know what he was trying to do. He only knew he didn't want to lose this creature. The Ikran felt the touch. It steadied itself. Its breathing changed. Some strange connection was forming. Something deeper than luck or instinct. Ronan suddenly understood the beast's next move. Even before it made it, its wings tensed. Its muscles coiled. "Up," Ronan whispered. "Now." The Ikran shot upward like a rocket, straight into the clouds. The hunter drone tried to follow, but the sudden climb surprised it. It slowed just enough for the Ikran to break free from the swarm. Clouds swallowed Ronan and the beast. Dark, cold, silent. For a moment, Ronan felt weightless. Then a loud beep came from behind him. The hunter drone had tracked them. It burst through the clouds, cannons glowing bright. The Ikran was tired. Ronan knew it. He could feel it in the creature's trembling muscles. "We can't go higher," he whispered. So they went down. The Ikran folded its wings and dropped again, not into the valley, but toward the mountains. They flew so fast the air burned around them. The hunter drone followed, closing the gap inch by inch. Ronan looked at the narrow canyon below. Sharp rocks, no space, no room to turn. "Don't do it," he whispered. But the Ikran did. It dove straight into the canyon. The hunter drone followed, but it was too big. Ronan turned his head just in time to see the drone slam into the canyon wall in a massive explosion. The shockwave hit the Ikran, sending it spinning out of control. Ronan held on with everything he had. The world spun. Sky, rock, dust, everything blurred. The Ikran's wing bent at a bad angle. It screamed in pain. Then they crashed, not at full speed, but hard enough to slide across the rocky ground. Ronan tumbled off the Ikran's back and slammed onto the dirt. His vision blurred. His ears rang. The Ikran lay beside him, breathing heavily, wounded but alive. Ronan crawled toward it. I'm here, he whispered. The Ikran's eye opened slowly. It looked at him not with anger, not with fear, but with trust. Sira and the tribe raced toward them from the valley. Sira dropped to her knees beside Ronan. You survived. Somehow, she whispered. Ronan tried to smile, but he couldn't speak. Behind them, the sky began to rumble again. The clouds turned black. Another ship appeared. Bigger, darker, more dangerous. Sira's face went pale. That's not the same ship. Ronan forced himself to look up. No, he whispered. It's worse. The real enemy had arrived. The sky darkened as the huge black ship descended through the clouds. Its shadow covered the entire valley like a storm approaching the ground. Ronan tried to stand, but his body ached from the crash. The Ikran beside him breathed hard, its injured wing shaking slightly. Sira stepped in front of them with her spear ready. For the first time, she was not mocking. For the first time, her voice was worried. This ship, it is not here to test, she said quietly. It is here to take. The elder joined her. His face was pale. This is the Devourer-class vessel, he said. It hunts strong creatures. It steals rare beings. It studies pilots, warriors. Ikran's Ronan finished his sentence. And humans. The elder nodded slowly. Yes, it wants you. The Devourer ship opened its lower hatch. A bright beam of cold white light shot downward, scanning the valley for targets. Dozens of armored drones marched out, taller and stronger than the ones before. The tribe gathered behind Sira, ready to fight, but fear filled their eyes. This was not a battle they expected. This enemy was far beyond anything they had faced. Sira moved closer to Ronan and helped him stand. Why does this thing want you? She asked. Ronan shook his head. I escaped from one of their labs years ago, he said. I was a test subject, a pilot with something they wanted. What do they want? She asked. Ronan stared at the giant ship. My mind, my reflexes, my connection with machines, he said. To them, I am a rare weapon. Sarah gritted her teeth. You are not a weapon, she said. You are a pilot. Ronan felt something warm in those words, but the moment ended when the drones charged forward. The Ikran lifted its head weakly. It wanted to fight. It wanted to fly. But its wing was broken. Ronan knelt beside the creature. I know you want to help, he whispered, but you can't fly like this. The Ikran growled softly, pressing its head against Ronan's shoulder. A bond real and deep had already formed between them. Sira noticed this. Her eyes softened. The Ikran chose you for a reason, she said. It sees something in you. Ronan touched the creature's neck. And I see something in him, he whispered. But there was no time for emotion. The drones charged. Energy blasts lit the ground. Rocks exploded. The tribe fought bravely, but the drones were too strong. Even Sira struggled. She cut down one drone, then two, then three, but more kept coming. The elder shouted, We cannot win this fight. Ronan clenched his fists. He couldn't let the tribe die because of him. He couldn't let the Ikran be taken. He looked at the glowing stone still in his hand. It pulsed brighter than ever, almost calling to him. He stood slowly, raised it toward the sky, and took a deep breath. All right, he whispered. Let's see what this bond really means. The stone reacted instantly. Light exploded from it, not blue anymore, but white and gold. The Ikran roared, its eyes glowing the same colors. Sarah stepped back in shock. What is happening? The elder whispered. The spirit link. It is real. The drones froze as if confused. The Devourer ship paused its scanner. Everything became still. Then a beam of energy shot from the stone straight into the Ikran's injured wing. The wing glowed. It healed, fully, completely, stronger than before. The Ikran stood tall, spreading its wings wide. It roared so loudly the mountains shook. Ronan climbed onto its back without fear. He felt the creature's strength through every muscle. He felt its mind, its intention, its rage. For the first time, they were not pilot and beast. They were partners. Sira stepped forward. Her voice was not mocking now, it was proud. Ronan Hayes, she said, show them what a real pilot looks like. Ronan smiled. Gladly, the Ikran launched into the air. The drones fired at them. The Devourer ship aimed its cannons, but the Ikran was too fast, too powerful, too wild. Ronan guided it through the sky, dodging blasts and crushing drones with its claws. He moved with the creature as if they shared one mind. Together they flew straight toward the Devourer ship. Ronan shouted. Now. The Ikran released a roar so strong it shattered the ship's scanners. Ronan threw the glowing stone at the ship's power core. The moment it touched the metal, a massive explosion lit the sky. The Devourer ship shook. Sparks flew. Engines died. It fell backward into the clouds, defeated but not destroyed. The Ikran returned to the valley, landing softly. Ronan climbed down. The tribe bowed their heads. Even the elder lowered his staff in respect. Ciro stepped in front of Ronan. She placed her warrior crest in his hands. "You proved it," she said softly. "You are a real pilot." Ronan looked at her and the tribe around him. He felt something strange, something new, a sense of belonging. But then a shadow moved in the clouds. Another ship, not something even more dangerous. Ronan stared up. The Ikran growled. Sarah tightened her grip on her spear. The elder whispered, "This fight is not over." Ronan nodded slowly. "No," he said, "it's just beginning."